Welcome to the Quiet Cabin Reader. Tonight's story is quiet and steady, designed to help you settle into warmth, ease into comfort, and drift gently towards sleep with the calm assurance that everything is already taken care of. Get comfortable, set your volume low, and allow the cabin to hold you in warmth and safety. The cabin feels especially grounded tonight, as though it has become a small island of warmth in the wide stillness of the night. The fire rests low in the hearth, glowing with a steady ember light that feels timeless, like a warmth that existed long before this moment and will continue gently through the hours ahead. The fire's presence is soothing in the way steady things are soothing, consistent, calm, reliable, offering comfort without asking for attention. Light moves softly across the room, never bright, never sharp, simply present as a warm haze that touches the edges of furniture and leaves the corners quiet and private. The air feels balanced, warm enough to soften the body, cool enough to feel clean and calm. And your breathing begins to respond to that balance with quiet ease, lengthening gently, settling into its own natural rhythm. The chair near the hearth holds its familiar shape, angled towards warmth in a way that feels inviting and effortless. The cushion gives gently beneath you, supporting without stiffness, and the blanket nearby carries the promise of steady comfort, its texture soft, its weight reassuring, its presence a quiet invitation to settle more deeply. The table holds simple objects, each one resting without urgency: a mug, a book, a small candle, a smooth stone, ordinary things that become comforting simply because they belong to a calm space. Outside, the night continues with quiet patience. The trees stand steady, their branches holding the darkness with calm confidence. The sky stretches wide, and the world beneath the cabin feels softened by distance, as though the night itself has turned down the volume of everything. If there is snow, it falls gently, collecting in still places, smoothing the landscape into calm. If there is wind, it moves past quietly, a soft presence that never interrupts the warmth inside. The hearth feels like the heart of the cabin, steady and faithful, holding warmth in the most dependable way. It is easy to imagine the hearth as a quiet guardian, simply remaining present through the night, allowing you to release into rest, knowing the room stays warm and steady. The fire does not demand anything. It does not require supervision. It simply glows and warms, and the cabin holds that warmth like a promise. Your body begins to soften more fully in this atmosphere. The shoulders settle, the jaw relaxes, the muscles around the eyes smooth, the hands rest easily, the legs begin to feel heavier in the most supportive way, sinking into comfort, supported by the chair, by the floor, by the steadiness of the cabin itself. Your breath continues, calm and unforced, each inhale arriving gently, each exhale lengthening slightly, as though the body is quietly releasing the day. A calm sense of enough settles through the room and through you. It feels like a quiet reassurance that you do not need to hold yourself together with effort right now. You do not need to manage this moment. You do not need to stay alert. The cabin is steady. The night is calm. The warmth is consistent. Your body can follow that steadiness in its own way. The fire makes a small sound as a log shifts, then returns to stillness again. And that sound feels like a gentle reminder that everything continues safely. Warmth remains, light remains soft, the room remains calm. Thoughts can drift through like soft shadows, present and then fading away. The mind can loosen its grip, allowing thoughts to blur at the edges, allowing attention to soften, allowing the story to become background atmosphere rather than something to follow. Sleep stories work best this way, as a gentle environment, a warm soundscape made of words, steady and calm, allowing the mind to drift where it naturally goes when it feels safe. The hearth continues to glow, and it feels as though it keeps watch in the kindest way, not with vigilance, simply with presence. It remains, it holds warmth, it offers comfort, it stays steady through the night. Your body can trust this steadiness, and with that trust, deeper relaxation becomes easy. The window holds the night like a soft painting. The world beyond remains indistinct, blurred by darkness and distance, and the cabin's reflection rests against the glass, warm and gentle. It feels comforting to know the warmth inside remains close and reliable, while the night outside stays quiet and spacious. Time stretches gently here. It does not press. It does not hurry. The cabin holds the minutes with calm patience, allowing you to soften without rushing, allowing your body to settle in waves, allowing rest to deepen naturally. The blanket rests across you with gentle weight, and the nervous system receives that weight As a quiet signal of safety, muscles soften, breathing remains steady, the shoulders settle again, the jaw releases a little more, the face becomes smooth and calm, resting in a natural expression of ease. The fire's glow moves softly over the floor, slow and steady, like the quiet rhythm of breath. The air remains warm, the room remains calm, the hearth continues to hold. Everything important is already handled. Everything essential is in its place, and your body is free to rest. As the story continues, the cabin seems to sink into an even deeper quiet, as though it has stepped gently into a lower layer of sound. The fire remains steady, glowing softly. The small background rhythms of the room continue, faint and reassuring. A subtle settling of wood, the quiet movement of warm air, the distant, gentle presence of time continuing without urgency. Your body may feel heavier now, grounded and supported. This heaviness feels safe, like being held close by warmth, like settling into a bed that feels perfectly comfortable. Breathing continues calmly, and the exhale lengthens slightly, as though the body is quietly releasing what it has been carrying. The night holds everything softly. It carries the hours without effort. It carries the cabin. It carries the warmth. It carries you. The hearth keeps watch in a quiet way, remaining steady, offering warmth, holding the room in calm comfort. It does not require attention. It simply stays, and that steadiness is enough to let the nervous system finally stand down, to let the body release into rest, to let the mind drift towards sleep. Your thoughts can become like distant clouds, soft and slow, drifting through a wide sky. They do not require your focus. They move on their own, and the body remains steady beneath them. The story becomes a warm atmosphere, a soft landscape for your mind to drift across, and the cabin holds you gently the whole way. The fire glows, the room stays warm, the night stays calm, rest deepens. Sleep arrives quietly, as natural as warmth, as gentle as a lantern glow, as steady as the hearth holding the night. You are finally ready to let go. Here in the cabin, everything is perfect. Here in the cabin, you can finally release. Here in the cabin, you finally feel that sense that you are enough.